Welcome to the Deep Flow is Yours YouTube channel. My name is Davena and I'll be guiding you through a 35-minute hatha yoga sequence today. Today's practice would be really great if you are seeking more courage, more confidence, more patience, or stability. This practice would also be great if you are looking to increase the flexibility in the front side body and the strength in the back side body. We'll be working towards camel pose today. So if you need any props, go ahead and grab them now. I would suggest maybe a strap or some blocks. Now, this practice will include an asana, meditation, and breath work. Feel free to take whatever you need from this practice. And we will go ahead and begin. Find your way to a comfortable seated position. If sitting cross-legged on the ground is uncomfortable for you, feel free to grab a block or a bolster to support your hips in this position. Once you've found your seated position, go ahead and bring your index finger and thumb to touch, allowing the other 3 fingers to remain relaxed. Placing the backs of the hands on the thighs, bringing the attention to your breath. Just noticing here. And we are going to practice the square breathing or box breathing technique. You're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. Let's get started. I'll count you off first. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And repeat that at your own pace. And as you're practicing this box breathing technique, go ahead and set an intention for your practice. Maybe you focus on increasing patience. Maybe you want to focus on confidence. Maybe you want to focus on feeling more safe and secure in your space and in your body. Whatever your attention is, go ahead and set that now. And allowing the breath to return to normal, releasing your mudra. And we'll begin with some side stretches. So taking the right hand overhead to the left, releasing, coming back to center, taking the left hand over to the right, and releasing and coming back to center. And let's add the breath. So inhaling, taking the right hand over to the left for a side body stretch, and releasing, bringing the hand back to the ground, coming to center. Inhale, taking the left hand over to the right. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, coming in for that side body stretch. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, side body stretch on the left. Exhale, coming back to center. And coming in for a twist. So inhaling as you take the hands up towards the sky, and exhaling as you twist to the right. Inhaling, exhaling as you twist to the left. Inhaling, exhaling as you twist to the right. Inhale and exhale as you twist to the left. Continue. And inhale, bringing the hands up towards the ceiling and releasing. And preparing to come into tabletop. In tabletop, remembering to keep your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists, spreading the fingers wide. Inhaling as you drop the belly towards the ground,
Exhaling as you round the back, dropping the head towards the ground. Inhale, lifting the head towards the ceiling, dropping the belly. Exhale as you round your back and dropping the head towards the ground. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale and exhale. Continuing this cat-cow at your own pace. Coming in to thread the needle, taking the right hand up towards the ceiling and threading it underneath the left arm, allowing the shoulder to drop to the ground, and resting your ear on the ground as well. You can use the other arm as support, either stretching it straight overhead or keeping it right under your shoulder. Remembering to keep the hips over the knees and releasing. Now taking that hand up towards the ceiling and repeating on the opposite side, taking the left hand up towards the ceiling and threading that through underneath your right arm, allowing the shoulder and the head to come to the ground, and using your opposite arm as support. And remembering to breathe. And releasing, taking that arm up towards the ceiling and coming back to tabletop. Coming into spinal balance. You're going to balance on the left knee and the right hand. So you're going to take the right leg up and the left arm. And releasing and repeating on the opposite side, taking the right leg up and the left arm up. Releasing, taking the left leg up and the right arm up. Engaging the core. I'm going to repeat this a couple more times. This is a really great move, especially if you deal with back pain. And last one. Now we're going to come into downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your dog here, welcoming whatever movement feels good. And walking the feet up to meet the hands or forward fold. And rolling up one vertebrae at a time for mountain. Feel free to roll the shoulders if that feels good. Taking the hands up towards the ceiling. Maybe do a gentle back bend. Stretching left and right, side body. Releasing and coming into a forward fold. Forward fold. Feeling free to bend the knees if you want to. Stepping the left foot back, coming into low lunge. Keeping the knee over the ankle. Maybe bring your hands behind your back to bind, allowing your front body to stretch. Hands back towards the ceiling. And coming into plank pose, stepping the right foot back to meet the left. Lowering the body to the ground, coming into cobra. Using the back muscles to lift the chest off the ground. Finding your way to downward facing dog. Again, taking whatever movement feels good here. And walking the feet up to meet the hands for forward fold. And coming into upward salutes, taking the hands towards the ceiling. Maybe you take a gentle back bend here. And releasing, coming back into forward fold. Stepping the right foot back for low lunge. Taking the hands towards the ceiling. And then bringing the hands into a bind once again behind the back, stretching the front of the body. Releasing, taking the left foot back to meet the right for plank. Lowering your body to the ground, coming into cobra, using the back muscles to lift the chest off the ground, and releasing, finding your way to downward facing dog. Allowing the feet to walk up to meet the hands for forward fold. Coming up for upward salute, taking the hands towards the ceiling. Into a back bend, coming back for forward fold. Stepping the right foot back for low lunge. Dropping the knee to the ground. Remembering to keep the left knee over the left ankle, taking the hands up towards the sky. Now, bending the back knee so that you can grab your right foot. Get a thigh stretch. Finding your way back to plank, lowering to the ground, coming into cobra. Finding your way to downward facing dog. And repeat that on the opposite side. Walking the feet up to meet the hands for forward fold. Taking the hands up for upward salute. And maybe you take another gentle back bend here. Coming into forward fold. Stepping the left foot back for low lunge. Dropping that knee. Keeping the right knee over the right ankle. Taking the hands up towards the ceiling. Keeping a neutral pelvis. And then coming in to grab that back foot. This would be a great place to use a strap if you need to. And understand that two sides are going to be different. For me, this side was a little more difficult to grab this time around than my other side, which is okay. Just grab a strap to make it easier. And releasing, moving your prop out of the way if you used one. Finding your way to plank, taking the right foot back to meet the left, lowering to the ground, coming into cobra. Finding your way to downward facing dog. Walking the feet up to meet the hands for forward fold. Coming up into upward salute. And taking a back bend, releasing, coming back to forward fold. Half fold, forward fold. Stepping the right foot back for low lunge. Bring the hands up towards the ceiling. And releasing, taking the hands behind the back for a back bend. Releasing. And go ahead and grabbing that back foot again. Get that stretch in the quad. And releasing. Taking the left foot back to meet the right for plank. Lowering to the ground, coming into cobra. Using those back muscles to lift the chest off the ground. And finding your way to downward facing dog. Walking the feet up to meet the hands for forward fold. Coming into upward salute, taking the hands up towards the ceiling. Once again, maybe you come into another gentle back bend. Maybe you just come through forward fold. Taking the left foot back. Taking the arms towards the ceiling. And then releasing, coming into a bind behind the back. Maybe you take a back bend here. And releasing, finding a way to grab that back foot. This time it was a little easier for me to grab that foot. But again, if you need props here, feel free to use your props. And releasing, finding your way to plank, lowering to the ground for cobra. And releasing, finding your way back to tabletop. Once you're back in tabletop, feel free to take a few cat-cows here, dropping the head to the ground and dropping the belly. And lowering yourself back down to the ground. We're going to take half bow here. So you're going to reach back and grab the right foot. Maybe you try to see if you can bring the foot towards the glutes. And you're going to use the opposite arm to support your upper body. And again, keeping the knee here on the ground as you try to pull the foot towards the bottom. And you may be feeling this stretch in your quads. And you're going to repeat one more time, grabbing the right foot and pulling that towards your glutes, and grabbing the left, releasing and grabbing the left foot and pulling that foot towards the glutes. And releasing. And then you're going to take your feet up towards the ceiling and come in windshield wiper, taking the feet left to right. Finding your way into a tabletop position, we're going to come into camel pose now. So for camel pose, if you have blocks, go ahead and grab those. We'll be doing 3 variations of camel pose here. The first variation, you're going to use your hands to support your lower back. So make sure that your hips are over your knees, and you're going to take your hands and place them on your lower back, fingers pointing down. And once you've found like your comfortable position here, you're going to take a gentle back bend. And with your feet, you can either tuck your toes or keep them flat on the ground. And releasing that back bend. And for the next version, we're going to use the blocks. So grab your blocks if you have them. And we're going to put these next to our feet. And the goal here is to bring the feet / ground closer so that you're not stretching as much. So once you have your blocks placed wherever it might be comfortable for you, you're going to take the arms back overhead and have them rest on the blocks. Dropping the head back, coming into another back bend here. Keeping the hips over the knees. And then once you're ready, come back up slowly. And releasing. And for this third variation of the pose, you can keep your blocks or you can do them without blocks. So I'm going to demonstrate here, no blocks. So again, you can tuck your toes if you need to, or allow them to lay flat. And so I'm just demonstrating the tucked toes. I'm going to also demonstrate with the feet flat. So whichever version or variation works for you, go ahead and take that now. Remembering to breathe and releasing. Coming out of that slowly. And if you have props, go ahead and move them out of the way as we come into child's pose, taking the knees mat distance apart, stretching the arms towards the front of the mat. And remembering to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Allowing any tension that was created in the lower back to release. And coming out of child's pose. Next, we'll come into supported bridge. So you're going to grab a prop if you have one, grab a block, and that's what you're going to place underneath your hips. You're going to allow this block to support your hips as you lift them up, place them on the block. And remembering to breathe here. And releasing. So removing your prop, so lifting your hips to remove your prop if you use one. Next, we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall out to the side. And again, remembering to breathe here. And bringing the knees together, using your hands to push them together. You're going to tuck the knees, bringing them in towards the chest, and then dropping them over to the left side for a spinal twist. And you can keep your head up towards the ceiling, or you can have your head facing, your face facing the opposite direction of your knees. Coming back to center and allowing the knees to fall to the opposite side. And again, you can look up towards the ceiling, or you can have your face facing the opposite direction of your knees. And bringing the knees back to center. And for the pose before our final resting pose, we'll come into legs up a wall. So take those feet up towards the ceiling. Remembering to breathe here. And releasing. And preparing for the final resting posture, Savasana. Allowing the legs to take up space, the arms to take up space. Rolling the shoulders underneath your body. Releasing any tension you may be holding in your face, in your neck, in your arms, in your stomach, in your hips, in your legs, or in your feet. Allowing your body to come to a completely relaxed position. Savasana. Beginning to bring movement back into your body. Maybe taking some wrist circles and some ankle circles here. Stretching overhead for a full body stretch. Rolling over to your side into a fetal position. And whenever you're ready, finding your way to a seated position. And keep your eyes closed. Preparing for our meditation. Preparing for our meditation, bringing the index finger and thumb to touch, allowing the other 3 fingers to remain relaxed, and resting the backs of the arms or hands on the thighs or knees. Bringing your attention to your breath. And here we'll practice deep breathing, extending the exhale to a count of 8, inhaling to a count of 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you sit here, continuing to breathe, focus your attention at the base of your spine. Imagining a red glowing light and allowing that light to expand. Imagine the light expanding, encompassing your whole body, extending down to the ground. And as you do that, I'll repeat the mantra. Lam. 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 And repeat after me. I am worthy. I deserve to exist. I can survive. And releasing your mudra, bringing your hands to prayer heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Namaste.